All right, so guys, in this webinar, what we're really going to be talking about, and this is completely recorded, so you guys are going to have pretty much a full blueprint to everything. In this webinar, guys, we are going to be talking about Google My Business, and for the most part, how you're actually able to get more business from this Google profile. So I'm sorry, I don't know your name, whoever Robert's assistant is, but I know he gets a lot of business from Google My Business. So this is one of these things that you are going to actually allow, Rob to get more business just from this webinar. So this is a very interesting thing. I'm on Instagram Live here. What's going on, people? Hope all is well. And yeah, let's get into it. So pretty much we're going to be talking about how to dominate search results as a local service provider, whether you're a plumber, whether you're a cleaner. In this case, you guys are in the North Carolina area, right? We are going to be able to pretty much get you more results just from simply having a Google business profile and adhering to some of the tactics we're going to be talking about as well. And Jack, thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Let's move on. So what to expect? These are the things to expect with our Google business webinar. So guys, if you're on live, I have on my social medias, you can simply go to the Zoom, you can enter in. We have a good number of people here, so you're going to be able to get everything to get you more leads on Google My Business. So what to expect? Our seminar overview, community access, what is Google My Business, getting set up, the basic Google My Business optimizations, advanced optimizations, and then also really how to beat your competitors with Google My Business management. And I think my partner Luke just joined as well. Luke, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Sean? What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up? So we have Luke, my friend Jack here, who he works with my buddy Rob down in North Carolina. They have a pretty successful cleaning business. So
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
we're just going over the overview here. So we're going to go through the part one. So guys, part one, and again, if you're on my live, all you got to do is simply just go to the last post. I drop the Zoom in there and you can get access. It's very simple to get on. So part one, we're going to be talking about the exclusive access for tips, tactics, and support. Really, by joining our private workspace, you're going to have access to a community of business leaders, strategies, latest market news, all these different things, really just from our team here at Momentum. Pretty straightforward process. But most importantly, you're going to be automatically entered into our monthly contests for special services and discounts. So Jack, this is something that I really want to take precedent for you. All you got to do is we're going to be announcing this a little bit later on, but let's go over to part two if you want to handle this, Luke.
Yeah. So what is Google Business? Google My Business it's a free tool, and it's a tool that we encourage anyone that we work with to take advantage of, strictly because it's one of the best ways to drive local organic traffic to your website, to your phone, whatever it is. It's one of the biggest lead generators. Sean, myself, and Mac, we all have some sort of business ventures outside of Momentum that we've used Google Business to really fuel. For instance, I have a dog walking company. Mac owns one of the most successful phone repair companies in Philly. And if you conduct those searches, you'll see our businesses at the top, strictly because Google Business is one of the most powerful local organic marketing tools that you could use. It allows your customers to, one, see the trust in your business because of the reviews. And if you respond to those reviews, whether they're positive or negative, you can demonstrate trust in the way that you handle your customers. You can encourage them to engage with your profile by leaving questions and answering those questions. So it almost becomes like a digital resource, an FAQ section rather. And you can post to this tool just like social media, which is something that we'll dig into later in this presentation. But a lot of your competitors, I can guarantee, are not treating Google Business like the social media platform that it essentially is. So we'll give you all of the insights and tricks and management tactics that you need to have success with Google.
Good stuff. So guys, we're going to be talking about how it really works. So a lot of the things that Luke just talked about really just come from inbound Google searches, right? So let's just say for my case with Momentum 360, Momentum 360 does videos, virtual tours, drone, 3D renderings, virtual staging, all these different services, right? So just take, for instance, if you were to simply work with Momentum, you're trying to get more leads with Momentum 360, right? You're a part of us. And you simply were to Google, I don't know, photography near me, photography in Philadelphia, virtual tours in Philadelphia, and boom, Momentum 360 comes at the top, which is what we do, as you can see here. And we get all of these leads. So these are things, guys, that you quite literally have a zero cost of client acquisition. So we're going to be going into pretty much how this Google profile has impacted some of our businesses, some of our clients, etc. So we can go into that. Luke, if you want to tackle that.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously here's some case study, some screenshots. What we refer to as a successful Google business profile, or how we measure that, is if you rank in the local map pack here. So in these first 3 to 4 screenshots at the top, you see Momentum Digital at the top, you see 360 at the top, you see all 3 phone repair locations, you see my athletic coaching business as well. Like I said earlier, these are one of the main drivers of organic traffic, because whenever someone searches service near me or business near me, these are essentially what shows up at the top of Google search. And below that, you see some analytics, some performance metrics, which will show you how to dig into, demonstrating incredible growth over a very short amount of time since the beginning of us managing these client accounts. So I believe the bar chart is from one of our MedSpa clients located out in Westchester. And just beginning with their Google business profile, we saw, over 100% increases in website traffic, in calls, in engagements on the Google business profile. It is incredibly powerful. We just wanted to show you these screenshots so you can really get an understanding of how quickly you could grow using a Google business profile.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable growth here. So guys, now we're really going to go into getting set up, and I'm actually going to show you firsthand how to go and do this. But before, I'm going to be going into the Google business website on how to actually create one, verifying the business, optimizing the business, etc. We have a lot of different procedures and recordings on how to do this, but for the sake of this webinar, let me take you through a quick little summary on how to do this, guys. So all you're going to do, very simple, is you're going to go to business.google.com. Okay. Next, you're going to go to the add business section. And guys, make sure that at the end of the day, you are signed into the business account, business Google account that you want to be associated with. It's going to make things so much easier. What you're going to do is then go to add single business. In this case, it's going to be Momentum 360, create a business with this name, photography service, because that's what we are. And it's, guys, it's really important to be very specific about the category you're in, because if I was to do a photography studio, if I was to do a photography class, these are physical locations, which Momentum doesn't necessarily have a physical location where we do the shooting outside of our office. So it really wouldn't make sense to classify us as a class, studio. A service is the best simple category to put us in. So whether you're a plumber, whether you are a technician, whatever the case is, for your specific service, make sure you're getting hyper specific with that. Okay. And then Google asks you a question here. Do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or an office? If no, if you're just going to that place, totally fine. In this case, for Momentum, we're just going to hit no. Where do you guys serve? So if I was to be in, call it Chicago and the surrounding areas, I would maybe put Chicago, Illinois. I would put Chicago Heights, Chicago Ridge, Chicago Loop, all these areas specifically related to Chicago. Okay, so you want to make sure that whatever areas you service in, you put them there, because Google is then going to rank you in those areas. All right. You obviously want to put a professional phone number in here too as well. Make sure you have the correct country code. If you have a website as well, it's very important to put that. So I'm just going to put 360's website. And then next, guys, we are going to be going into how to actually verify the profile. So verification of the profile is actually, and Luke can talk about this a little bit too later on, it's been a little bit of a pain in the butt, because Google's actually cracking down on all these profile verifications. So you have to be a little bit, more creative and clever and provide as much documentation as possible, so you're actually able to get verified as quick as you can. Because if you're not verified, you're not able to post, you're not able to get reviews, you're not able to get calls and website visits. So it's imperative that you get your profile up and running as soon as humanly possible. Okay, so for the sake of this, I'll just add here, make sure you put this address line too. And now this is very important, guys. You can get a code to your phone, you can get code emailed, or you can make a business video. Okay. It seems like the physical postcard that Google would send you, they're just not wanting to do that anymore. They're really pushing the phone code, they're pushing the business video. You might think, oh, this is a little bit easier, which the phone code is a lot easier, and so with the email code. But the business video is something that we're actually working on as a service, but it's not as easy, let's just say, to get verified. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to verify later, but you guys want to get this verified as soon as possible. Add services. So just for the sake of time, let me blow through this. So aerial photography, commercial photography, real estate photography. We do weddings and engagements as well. But you want to make sure at the end of the day that, if you don't have a service that's here, you add a custom service. All the services you provide, you want to make sure you're ranking for. Okay. Business hours, ad messaging, business description. This is very important too, guys. You want to max out the number of characters here. So you have 750 characters to work with. So you need to make sure at the end of the day, you're filling this to the brim, making sure it's as close to 750 as possible to get as much text out there to Google. Add photos, add videos, and then you're pretty much ready to rock and roll. We're going to be talking about pretty much how to optimize this in future slides, but this is pretty much, guys, how you're able to get set up.
Yeah, so now you guys know how to get your profile set up if you do not have one already. One thing I want to reiterate is that when you're setting up your profile for the best chance at verification, just to take a step back, when you get that phone code, it doesn't automatically guarantee that you will be verified. It might take 24 to 48 hours for that profile to actually come live. What Google's doing during that time is taking a look at your profile and making sure it's at least basically optimized. So we suggest uploading a few high quality images, adding at least 3 services and their descriptions, really fleshing out that profile as much as you can before moving forward. But now that you know how to get verified, you know the best practices, and increasing your likelihood at getting verified, which, believe it or not every profile does. Those are some of the issues that we've seen clients run into. We're now going to move on to some more advanced optimizations, how to keep up with your profile and how to actually start to see growth for your Google business profile.
Absolutely. And Luke, you can take this too.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, so what are some of the best practices when it comes to actually driving traffic to your business? Like I said, you need to treat your profile like a social media profile. If you don't already know, you can post to Google business profiles like social media. And when I mean post, I'll show you how to do that. But you can quite literally upload an image or a video, and then you can leave a caption with a call to action. So if you see in this screenshot here, these are some of our posts from Momentum Digital. You can see the graphic design, you can see the caption below, and then you can see the Learn More button, which goes directly to our website. Now, when you add these posts to your Google business profile, not only does it tell Google that you're an active user with this profile, that the profile is not dead. The best way to put this into perspective is imagine a social media profile, an Instagram profile with thousands of followers, but they haven't posted for weeks. And then they go to post again. I'm sure Instagram is going to shadow ban that profile, or they're not going to see half the engagement that they saw before because it's not shown as an active profile. The same goes for Google. If you're not keeping up with it, then you're not going to see results. This is one of the most important ways to get ahead of your competitors. Secondly, reviews. Now, you can go back and forth and say posts are more important or reviews are more important. I'd say they're equally as important, because if you don't post, then your reviews don't matter. If you don't have reviews, then your posts don't matter. So reviews, you can get your review link and send that out to friends, family, to anyone you've worked with. There are some unique ways like generating a QR code and adding it to a business card or to flyers and things like that, or a follow-up email after the service has been completed. These are all things that I will show you in a second here. But first, I want to go through some of the best practices. So you can also get the questions asked on your profile, whether it's, prompting a friend to ask a specific question to your business, or, asking a client, hey, I just helped you with this problem. Do you mind asking that question on my Google business profile? And then you can directly answer those questions, which is a great opportunity, again, to take a position of authority in Google by providing an FAQ section, but also to implement keywords in those responses. And then lastly, local SEO citations, which we'll get deeper into, is basically making sure that your profile information, the NAP, your name, address, and phone number, is ubiquitous across all of Google, whether it's in Yelp, your social media profiles, and all of these other listing sites that we'll get into.
Awesome. Luke, you want me to stop sharing my screen so you can go into that, or just move on?
Yeah. Yep. I'll take over.
Awesome.
You might have to let me. So, Sean, without you having to exit out, it might be best if you continue sharing, unless you can grant me sharing access.
See if that works.
There we go.
Awesome.
Perfect. Got it. So like I said, treat it like social media. How do you get this done? I will show you by using our Google Business Profile. So if you're signed into your management profile, the email that you use to set up your business profile, you just need to type in your business name, and then this management dashboard should show up. So if you click into this dashboard here, you can see add update. This is quite literally where you add the update. It's as simple as that. So in this case, you would upload an image, and then you would add a description. I'm not going to go ahead and post anything now because I don't want to mess up the strategy that we have already, but you would leave your caption here, and then you would select a call to action. And here's where you would put your website, or you could use call now. You could use book now. If you have like a Calendly link for Sean, it could be to book, a photography service. This is what you want to do to your profile at least 2 to 3 times per week to show that it is an active profile. And if we go back here, you can see that you can even add offers. When you add an offer, you can add discounts, you can add coupon codes, you can add events with dates. These are all visible within Google as well. So if I scroll down to take a look at our profile, where do these show? It shows right at the bottom. They're easy to engage with, and you can quite literally scroll through every single post that we've added to our Google Business Profile. And for our clients, we suggest that you do this, like I said, at least 2 to 3 times per week, but the more the merrier. And the more keywords and the more relevance to your business that you can include into these captions, into these graphics, the better chance at ranking in Google you'll have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very well said. And guys, here's some tools to honestly put this on steroids that Luke was talking about. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have time to make posts. How can we make posts? I'm not a graphic designer. Guys, there's literally no, excuses here. I myself am colorblind, and I'm making a lot of different graphic designs just from using these tools. So it's a very easy process. ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, guys, as you all know, if you're not living under a rock, you can quite literally, and Jack, for you in Brightleaf, this might be a really good, interesting thing. Is if you guys are trying to generate more different ideas, etc., just simply use ChatGPT. Rattle off a couple, different lists. What are the top, cleaning services doing for content? Ask them for certain ideas, certain prompts. But make sure at the end of the day, guys, that you're following the SEO optimized captions for your service, your location, your service area, and the company services. So, for you guys, it might be, something along the lines of making content around, cleaning services in Raleigh, cleaning services near me, having that be in Raleigh. So just things to think about as well. And then what you can also use to actually design these posts is Canva, totally free. And then to actually schedule these out, we use mobile.io. It's been fantastic, but you can use later. You can use Hootsuite. There's a lot of different ones as well. And there's also one I was checking out. It's what is this called exactly? For the sake of time, I'm not going to get into it, but it's an AI version where it can actually combine ChatGPT and Canva into one. So it makes it even easier. But use these tools, very simple process, and you guys are going to explode with this. I'd highly recommend it.
Exactly. So like I said, reviews are incredibly important, if not more important than the posts. You can actually go ahead and get a review link rather than asking your business your clients or customers to search for your business and then leave a review. you can make their life extremely easy just by going to your editing dashboard here in Google and then asking for reviews. And when you click this, you'll get a link that you can copy and you can send that out. You can send it in an email. You can include it in your email signature, shoot it out in text. As soon as your profile is live, I would suggest that you take this link and send it out to your friends, send it out to your family. They can all vouch for your business, and send it out to any past clients you've had as well. And then for some ideas moving forward, you could put it on signs, on stickers, on cards. You could attach it to the bottom of your emails, on texts. You could set up drip campaigns. You can get very creative, and this link makes it very possible. Because you can transform links into QR codes, you can transform them into a whole plethora of different things, and you can get super creative. So if you're putting time into anything, I would say definitely put it into posts and gathering reviews.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, for Momentum 360, Jack, I mean, this is really how we've been able to take advantage of a lot of things, just getting reviews and posting consistently. It's one of these things where I think your guys' profile is about like a year old. So I'm actually talking with Rob later on today. And I'm pretty much going to send him this entire webinar. But yeah, it not to just understate it, but it's the reviews and posts are just having the consistency with that is so important. But what's also is very important is the Q&As as well. So questions and answers, making sure at the end of the day that you're providing answers that people have questions to. So if someone were to type in, what are your cleaning service fees, in Raleigh, something, key phrase related, you want to then answer that key phrased question with a key phrased answer. So you would say something along the lines of, our cleaning services in Raleigh range from X to Y, right? So it's one of these things where, like we have here, you want to answer the question with details and keywords. So Jack, what I would recommend doing is, on ChatGPT, or maybe even just going through some of the, platforms you have to track data, go through what people are typing in to find you guys. And then once you have that, I would make certain questions that you can then put into the profile yourself and then answer on the back end as well. So this way you have about 10 formulated questions that are hyper niche and hyper focused pertaining to what you guys do. And then you then answer that pertaining to, again, the service and the category. This is, again, exactly what I did with Momentum. It's what Luke's doing with Mainline Dog Sitters, Max doing with Phone Repair Philly, so on and so forth.
Yeah, this is something that's probably overlooked by a lot of people that have Google business profiles. Quite honestly, we could even do it a little bit better for our personal profiles. I know 360's capitalized on it, and it's something that we put an emphasis on for our clients. So a lot of times when we have a website, and I'll make this quick, when we're building a website for a client and we build an FAQ section, we'll take those questions, those commonly asked questions, and we'll use those as the prompts that we'll send out to people on our team or to past clients for that client. And they'll ask those questions on the profile. And then you can go into your dashboard and you can answer those questions directly. So it's super easy, super straightforward. It's really just a matter of reaching out to people to get those questions asked and then making sure that you answer them to the best of your ability with keywords. But moving forward, local SEO citations. Again, this is like, your online directories, making sure that your business profile and the NAP, the name, address, phone number is ubiquitous across the internet. So making sure that things like, Brown Book, Yellow Pages, Yelp, all of these listing sites have the correct information for your business, because one, that's going to show Google that your business is legitimate. When you have all of these different directories filled out accurately, it legitimizes your business, because it's not just a Google business profile. It's, hey, this business is listed across 100 different sites. It adds to the credibility of your business, in turn resulting in a higher likelihood of your Google business profile actually ranking in search results. And a few different tools you can use, because with transparency, it is a tedious and monotonous process to do yourself. I would hire someone on Fiverr. People are very cheap and they get this done for like, I don't know, $50, $75 to get 100 citations. And that's a great starting point. Or you can use tools like Bright Local and Local Falcon. But just getting started, I would suggest finding a virtual assistant, someone that would do the citations for you on Fiverr for super cheap. It's definitely worth the upfront cost.
Yeah, and Jack, I don't know if you're doing this or if you guys have someone internally who does this as well, but yeah, it's a really really simple thing that you can just check off the box with that. Um, cool. So guys, now we've made it to part three. So we've handled part one, part two, and now we're finally going into the analytics and management of it, where really we're going to be talking about the performance. So you can track, okay, well, we're starting here, and then in a month's time, we're here, and then in 2 months' time, etc. So you wanted to have a big call it AMC Dogecoin stock chart where it's just through the roof. So in this, we're really going to cover four things: how to find your performance reports, how to understand the reports, how to leverage your reports, and then also just weekly management checklists that you could simply just check off. And month after month, you're making progress.
Exactly. But first, we're going to announce a competition that we'll be holding in our Slack workspace. So we'll make sure that we drop that Slack link at the end of this webinar here. But what that competition entails is basically taking your starting point and seeing how much you can grow within 30 days. So everyone involved is going to drop their business analytics. We'll show the business interactions, your starting point, that number in a spreadsheet, and then we'll check back in about 4 weeks, 30 days to see how much you've grown. And the person with the largest percentage growth in business interactions is actually going to get a free 6 months of Google Business Management in return. Our team will be taking that on. We'll work with you to make sure that we put together a strategy so that we can take that off of your plate, because we understand that this is a time-consuming process, but it's a very valuable process. So we want to give you guys that opportunity, and we'll talk more about that at the end of the webinar. So Google Business Google Business Performance. Again, you're going to go to that dashboard. So you can type in business.google.com, or you can type in your business name while signed into that management profile. You've seen the dashboard here. When you click performance, this is where you're going to be able to access all of your reports. The number that we're going to be taking for that competition is total business profile interactions. And that is a summation of all of these different interactions. So calls, messages, bookings, directions, website clicks. The total is here in the overview. So in terms of digging into these reports, right, you can see which platforms are driving the most traffic. So is it Google Search on desktop? Is it on mobile? Is it Google Maps, or is it Google Maps on mobile? You can see insight to the different search terms that are actually resulting in your profile showing up in Google. So we're showing up for things like momentum, but we're also showing up for things like digital marketing agency near me. And those are really the key terms that you want to be going for. And we'll go into how to leverage these reports, but it's important that you go in here and you click around and you familiarize yourself with these dashboards so that you can start to understand these metrics. Because if you're not measuring your efforts, then you have no way to tell if you're actually getting the results, if the effort and the money that you're putting forth is actually worth the time, if you're actually getting a return on investment there.
Yeah.
Oops.
So guys, in quite literal terms, here is what you need to be doing on a weekly basis to stay ahead of your competition. About 99% of businesses just simply aren't going to do this, Jack. So if you guys can be consistent for the next, call it 2-3 weeks into 2024, you guys will notice a considerable difference between where you guys are now and where you want to be. Okay. So first one, you want to upload at least 3 photos per week. Jack, you and I are in the service business, Luke as well. So what I would recommend doing is when you guys are on a cleaning session, just simply have the cleaner snap a couple pictures, say, hey, this is 123 Pine Street. We did it. It looks great. Maybe even, before and after, that always looks nice, right? So that is a quick idea right there. Post 2 times a week. So Luke already went through that, but just taking, certain updates. If you guys are having certain discounts and specials in the holiday season, I would recommend that.
Yeah, we're actually doing that already. As Robert's virtual assistant, I am tasked to do daily posts of the before and after photos of each cleaning that we have. And yep, we've been very keen on getting reviews as well from our clients. Ideally real time reviews, so they won't forget how the service was, how was the experience.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, really happy to hear that. And then you want to request, like, we were talking about, one question asked per week, and then 10 citations if you can do that. Because for me,
Hmm.
when I was just starting off, and anybody who just starts off doing like a service business, it was like, all right, you're getting the reviews, you're getting this, but you need to start like, and I wish I did this a little sooner, is actually add in like as many citations as possible, because you need to do all of this stuff at once. And you guys have a great team already over at Brightleaf, so I'm sure it's not going to be too much of a burden. But yeah, this is going to be the management checklist on a weekly basis. You do this, you guys are going to see success, and you guys already have. So that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's it. Congratulations. Thanks for joining. Right now, we're going to drop that Slack link so that you guys can join our community where we have a handful of different types of business owners, real estate agents, honestly, from all over the country, even the world, where we just discuss things about Google Business. We drop, tips, expertise, and we open ourselves up as resources. So I guess we can open the floor up for any questions now.
For sure. And Jack, I just sent the Slack group chat as well in the chat. I'm actually going to connect with Rob later on today. We have a couple of things that we're going to discuss. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Did you have any questions or anything you wanted to ask before we part ways for the day?
Oh, well, actually, I'm good. Everything was so informative, and I believe the one I'm missing is the citation and the feature to ask questions. So I'll make sure to learn more how I can manage that part, and see where it goes. I will also reach out to Rob within the day just to make sure I'm also updated with anything that you will discuss with him. So yeah, thank you so much for everything you've discussed today, Sean and Luke. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And this is concluded. We're going to upload this on YouTube and all that good stuff. But Jack, thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
It's my pleasure. Have a nice weekend
Thanks,
ahead,
guys.
guys.
All right. Bye-bye.